I get to True Death, his stream. And good evening. Welcome everybody to FRR Racing, the broadcast for the Daytona Duels. It is time. We are here. We are going to go drop that green flag here in just another minute or two and get these duels underway. This is FRR Racing. We are back, and we are getting ready to kick off Duel 1. Good evening, everybody. I am Shady Acres. Everybody, you know me. You know my voice, and pleasure to be here tonight. And with me tonight to do the duels, to do this first duel, my partner in crime, my bro, B Nizzy, the guy. He'll be sitting up here next to me all season long, every Sunday night. He runs in another league race on Saturday, so he's unable to join me tonight. But tonight, to hang out up here with me for at least the first duel is going to be the driver of the driver of the number 8 car for RCO, and that is G Petro. What's going on, my man? How you doing tonight?
What's going on, Shady, man? Not too much. Just waiting, trying to do a little scouting in this duel, and then getting ready and prepared for my duel, which I'm in the second one.
If you're in the second one, and you're getting ready to go to start up this first duel, man. What are you looking to see? What do you want to see? What are you looking for out of this first duel?
Well, all my teammates at RCR are in this first one, so I'm the odd man out. So I'm just watching I'm going to watch my teammates and see how well they work together, how well they draft. And then hopefully I can take some notes and use that when I get into my race and try to find a drafting partner.
Does that you just mentioned that you're basically you're gonna be flying solo in the second duel, and everybody on your team is in this first duel. What does that do as far as your strategy? Not having a single teammate in the second duel, what is that going to do for your strategy in your duel tonight in the second duel?
Well, I've already worked on that. We've had practice Thursday and Friday, so I've just been trying to draft with whoever was around me and see how well I worked with them. How well the air moved between our cars, and I believe I found a couple of guys that I could work with. And they're also, the two guys that finished 1-2 in the championship. So, with Favre and Flash, I drafted with them quite a bit last night. And I mean, Favre was a couple laps down because of some issues, but, at least I found two guys that seemed like I could work with.
Right. And I mean, that's all important. I mean, even though that, they're not necessarily might not be on the same team, it doesn't mean that you don't have a friend. You know what I mean? It's always good to have some friends in other teams, especially with these super speedway races, man. I mean, you know how it goes. You're going to be moving to the bottom, to the top, running that pack draft, and even though I mean it is low draft here at FRR, you're still going to have that pack drafting. Did you see, real quick, did you see a lot of that in tonight's Xfinity race? A lot of that pack drafting?
In the Xfinity race,
yeah, tonight.
we ran on low draft, where in the Cup we're actually going to do normal draft.
Okay.
So it was kind of hard to pass. A lot of straight line, moving around, but we also had a lot of cautions first race of the season.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. Are we going green here? We're green? They are green. Yes, we didn't get to join, so we are green. So go ahead and to accept. And we were taking a check. You didn't get an invite? All right, I'll make sure I'll send you the invite as soon as I join on in. And then we'll get to go green here. We'll have to get
I'm watching.
Okay, and bear with me. Let me get you that invite real quick before I go on in. Let me know if you got it.
Yep.
All right. So let me join on in. A slight little hiccup there, but you know, kind of expected for the very first night. But we'll get that all ironed out for tomorrow night's main event. I can sure promise you that. I'm on Hurricane Hole's um, stream at the moment, and he is running in the fifth spot right now with Staggerin in fourth, and looks like King G is currently third. And as we finally loading in here a little bit,
Oh, caution must be out.
and yeah, it looks like caution is out. And which is not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. That's because what I like to do. If you ever seen any of my broadcasts, I always like to introduce all the drivers real quick and run down the field. So let's do that real quick in the first duel. This is our first duel here tonight at Daytona. As you see, field filler in that number 5. Field filler in that Chevy number 5 tonight. TAC 881. He's in that number 7 Chevrolet. Dimebags, as we heard, is in that number 1 car. Dimebags driving the 1 tonight. FRR True Death in the 3. King G, he's going to be driving the 41 car. Grizzly, we're going to talk about him in just a second. He's in the 43 tonight. Staggerin, he's in the 73. FRR MN Golf Pro, good to see Mini Golf back here this season. Always love to see an old face here. To FRR MN Golf driving the 21 this season. Bad Martin, he's going to be in the 19. Bad Martin tonight. Pittman in that 11 car. Everybody knows Pittman. Everybody knows that 11 car. Everybody knows Pittman in that 11 car. Hurricane Hall, he's going to be piloting that number 9 Chevrolet. Hurricane Hall in that number 9. Rapid in that number 13 Chevrolet. Rapid driving that number 13 green Geico Chevrolet tonight. And Mac 1 Mac on the 17, formerly known as Mac Attack. We changed the name a little bit. But we're going to call him Mac Attack, Mac 1, Mach 1 Mac. Whatever. I'm going to call him Mac. We'll say that, Mac Attack. He's in the 17. And that's our field for Duel 1 tonight. As we saw everybody make their little round of pit stops here at the beginning of Duel 1. So looks like we had a little bit of, not exactly sure what happened, but we'll see what's going on as these guys now double up on the backstretch and they're getting ready to take the green flag. We're only 5 laps in, and this is a 40-lap event. These duels are 40 laps each, so we've got 5 down, 35 to go here in duel number 1. So again, as they come into turn 3 and turn 4, looks like we got the 1 car of Dimebags gonna lead us to the start, with the 41 car gonna be on the outside. That's the 41 of King G. At Dimebags in that 1 car, he's gonna be leading us to green as they coming off turn 4 with this early manual caution. Looks like these guys getting ready to come down. I think it should go green, and here they go going green. And they are green at Daytona. We are in duel number 1.
Like to see that teammate out in front.
Dimebags jumped out to a quick lead. I got a feeling we're gonna see a lot of that, Petro, all night tonight and tomorrow off the restarts. That inside line really shot out of there like a cannon. As you see, everybody filing in single file, 1 by 1, in a tight draft. I think it looks like everybody's just kind of settling in here, log some laps, Petro. What do you think? I mean, 5 laps into the duel, Looks like these guys kind of following in a little bit. We got some movement. The number 9 car, he gets up to the high side. That's the number 9 car of Hurricane Hall. Drops back in front of the 41. As these guys are doing a little bit of slicing and dicing here in the back of the lead draft. Hurricane Hall in the 9 now falls behind the 41. Catches the tail end of that lead pack of the 41 car of King G. As we look behind into the back, MN Golf in the 21, the 7, the 19 of Bad Martin looks like they kind of, those guys, not sure what happened. They kind of loosened that front draft a little bit, kind of hanging out. I'm not sure if that's strategy or if something may happen that they had to get off the throttle, but those guys kind of lost that lead pack. There you see the interval between Bad Martin and the lead pack.
Field filler, Pittman, Hurricane, and I believe 41 is King G. They're all trying to make the outside work right now.
Yes, sir. We're back up to the front to see that they are trying to get that outside line warmed up just a little bit as they go to by Field Filler and Pittman, along with Hurricane, all to the outside with King G, trying to get that line working. Got a little bit of a mix there. You got a couple Toyotas or a couple of Chevys and a Toyota. Pittman drops down to the inside. Field Filler hung out to dry with Hurricane a little bit. They're going to drop back to the lead, to the tail end of this lead pack and fall in line as they kind of wanted, kind of exploring. That's what you want to use these duels for, you know, kind of see what's going to, how things are kind of working a little bit, you know, a little test here, a little, you know, a little experiment there. I think we just saw that with the high side there for just a little bit, and also to see what these kind of cars, I mean, I don't know if I ran in Daytona 500 last Friday, or I'm sorry, last Sunday, and, you know, I did notice a bit of a difference when I was behind a different manufacturer, or if a different manufacturer was behind me compared to when it was in practice. Do you get that sense, Petro? Are you looking, does that have any kind of influence? Are you feeling that when you're out on the track here at Daytona?
I did actually. I know when I was in last night's practice, when I was tucked in behind Favre, which he's in a Ford, I noticed that I could actually stay glued to his bumper. I mean, I did have to lift, you know, a tad bit. You know, I didn't want to push him too hard in the turns. Mm-hmm. But I did notice, you know, I could actually stay glued to his bumper to where if I was like behind Pittman in a Toyota or anybody in a Toyota, my car would actually wiggle a lot more than usual.
Okay. I kind of noticed the same as you see the go high now. Up into the wall, Field Filler looked like he made contact into that wall in that 5 car just enough that didn't really slow him down, but we got some contact in the back as Bad Martin in the 19. He's got some damage way back here in the back in that 19 car as they are now under caution, it looks like. The caution has come out. And not exactly sure what happened, but definitely see Bad Martin in that 19 and Mac Attack in the 17 also with some heavy damage to his front end and his number 17 Ford. So it looked like Mac Attack and Bad Martin somewhere along the line made some kind of contact and brought out the caution. Bad Martin in that 19, definitely not having the duel definitely not kicking off the way he wanted to. Looked like he lost that lead draft and now getting into some kind of contact. So the caution has come out. So hopefully he can get down pit road, maybe make an adjustment or two, and see that 19 back up here into the front of the field. But right before that all happened, I kind of noticed, I don't know if you saw it there, Petro, I saw a Field Filler kind of get to the outside there a little bit and, I mean, just kissed that wall I kind of call a kiss for good luck. Doesn't usually give me good luck, but a field filler gave it a kiss of good luck for himself. But doesn't look like it much damage. I'm not sure if he lost a lot of momentum there or not. But either way, caution is out, so all these guys will come down pit road and probably get some fresh rubber and fill up some fuel. As not a, it's not required. On a manual caution that you don't have to come down pit road, but you might as well, especially when fuel comes into play and they're not in that fuel window to make to the end. So as you see here, a lot of these guys' strategy in itself as fuel looks like a lot of guys took just fuel only, as Pittman in the 11 is going to be the first car out with that 41 car of King G, and also the 73 of Staggering. Those are the first three out, so definitely saw some strategy being played out as far as on pit road, on as far as fuel only, 2 or 4 tires. So things already starting to ramp up here. And Petro, I mean, these guys they're all locked in, to the show for tomorrow. But I mean, these duels still determine where you start. It's just some guys. It means more to others and is more important to some than other drivers. I mean, to me, I look at it as an importance. Because of the fact that especially with these super speedway races, I preferably like to be up in the front, because if things kick off, hopefully, by being in the front, you have standing a greater chance of being in front of it and not getting caught up into it. So, these duels, I mean, they can play a big factor in the beginning of tomorrow night's race. As we're getting ready to go green here, they're 2x2. Pittman going to lead us to green. As we get loaded to green here with Pittman in that 11 car, do you think a lot of guys take that into effect, Petro, as far as where these guys are going to start, and I mean wanting to get the best starting spot, or do you think there are going to be some guys that really are just experimenting and testing some weird things out and really don't care to where to start? Because some guys prefer to ride all the way in the back and just ride and miss contact by just riding and cruising in the back. What do you think?
I know for myself, I'm just looking to survive this week. Because, one, I really don't like super speedways, but for me, if I'm not going to be up front, I'd rather be in the back. I don't want to be in the middle.
Right. Yeah, nobody wants to be in that wash, that's for sure. and we saw that just a second ago as the 13 of Rapid was on the top side, dropped down to the inside as they were 2x2. The 7 car now on the top side with the 3 car of True Death. So you got the 7 and the 3, 2 teammates in those Chevys working together. THC in that 7 car, True Death in that 3, right in tow. As they are kind of falling back. Those 2 cars, they're not going to hold up to a whole train on the low line. So that low line going to just go one by one. And the dirt, it seems they're probably just okay with it. No need to push it. As you see that True Death now dropped down in front of Mac. Almost kind of wanted to give THC a little bit of a block, or to block Mac and allow THC to come on down. And THC didn't take it. He's staying up there. As Mac attacking that 17 now gets under THC. Back up to the front. They're going 2x2 back up the front as a 43 of Grizzly off of the wall and makes contact with Bad Martin. He got way high in turns 1 and 2. Made some contact with the 19 of Bad Martin. And Bad Martin, he is snake bit tonight. It seems like if there's going to be trouble, Bad Martin is going to be somewhere around it. But he avoided one there that time with Grizzly in the 43. Drifted up high, bounced off the wall a little bit. Got the thing straightened out in that number 43. And as you see these guys back in the straight line. Pittman in first, Staggering in second, Dimebags in the 1 car in third, Rapid in fourth. As everybody is nose to tail in a nice tight draft. With they pass the line, we got 24 laps to go. So coming up to the halfway point of duel number 1 here at Daytona, as this first duel, I believe correct me if I'm wrong, Pedro, this first duel is determining the inside row for tomorrow, right?
That is correct.
Okay, and so your duel, the second duel, will be determining and making up the outside row.
Exactly. Now the only thing is, because we're not doing actual qualifying, the 2 winners, whoever has the fastest lap time out of the 2 winners of both duels, will start on the pole. So, like, if Pittman wins this duel, but he has a slower time than the winner of the second duel, Pittman would then start second, and the winner of the second duel with the fastest time would start on the pole.
Okay, so the 2 fastest times of both duels, or the 2 fastest times of both duels combined, out of the winners. Okay.
Yeah. So if Pittman wins this one, and I win the second one, but I have a faster lap time than Pittman,
you'll be on the pole. Gotcha.
Right.
Awesome, and that's a neat little wrinkle there. I like that. I like that. Not just cut and dry and basic and simple. Throw a little spice into that. As you see, a little bit of spice. These guys, here we got Bad Martin and True Death and Field Filler. They're exploring that high side here at the back and the tail end of that lead pack draft. And just like we saw earlier, we have a whole group. We have a separate group, a pair running by themselves. Hurricane Hull in the 9 and the 21 of MN Golf. These 2 guys, I'm not sure if they just, if that's a strategy thing where they're wanting to just leave the draft and see how their cars handle in single and 2 cars. That could be what's going on. Or they're just out there riding by themselves, just cruising back there. Not sure if, like I said, with these duels, man, there's so many different strategies. As True Death gets up into the wall in 3, and we got Bad Martin again into it. Oh, man. True Death bounced off the wall in the 3 car, and Bad Martin got collected, and he has got all kinds of damage. Got it down to the inside, down here on the apron, right in front of... Yep, caution is out.
That is a new rule for us this year.
What's that?
If 2 cars make contact, 1 out of control will bring out a caution.
Okay,
it used to be at super speedways and road courses. It used to be 3 cars, and then mile and a halves, and I believe short tracks. It used to be 2 cars.
Okay.
What we're doing this year, every track, 2 cars make contact, 1 out of control is a caution.
Gotcha. And out of control.
Just to explain why the caution came out here.
Right, absolutely. And I mean, we'll be seeing that a lot, I'm sure, as the season goes on at these super speedway tracks. As I just flipped to it, the True Death in the number 3 drifted up, not sure how or why, but got up into the wall, came down, and with the draft and everything, it just... Bad Martin was again at the wrong place at the wrong time. I don't know who the heck he pissed off to be put and to have such a snake bit night so far tonight. But Bad Martin in that 19, oh man, I feel for him right now going into the night. I mean, he's just been at the center of...
Pittman is going to be a sitting duck.
Yeah. Pittman is just stayed out, and that 11
He's
car.
the only one.
The only one that stayed out. Yep. Now this is gonna be interesting, Pedro. This gonna be interesting because normally, yeah, he would be a sitting duck with much older tires. And if you remember on that last caution, I don't think he took tires. I think he just took the gas and go because he was in and out of that pit stall and got out first. So I don't know. I don't even think he took tires the last time. He may have taken 2, but I doubt that. I think he just took fuel only. So he's got a lot more wear on these number 11 tires. But as we saw in the few restarts that we've had, that inside line really takes off, and I'm wondering, I mean, that might not be. That might be a pretty good decision and something that we'll have to monitor tomorrow, as if that inside line can really take off like that. And, I mean, you and I know, Pedro, that tire wear isn't really a main issue here at Daytona. I mean, the tires, they don't play that much of a factor with the draft and the super speed and, the super speedway in itself. So I think you can get away with it. I think you can get away with it, but it's going to be interesting to see as they get 2 by 2 lined up, and Pittman will lead them to green. But it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. This is something that guys want to pay attention to for tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, but too, see, because we are used to low draft.
Right.
So with us going the normal draft, it is going to wear our right side tires a little bit more than usual.
A little bit.
And I've noticed that in the practices that we've had.
Yeah.
But it all depends too on how your setup is.
That's absolutely true. And as you can see, off of that green flag,
the outside line did not get going.
The outside line just is not getting going. That inside line just takes off, and that outside line, it's almost like hitting a wall of air almost. I mean, it is just not getting going, which that's going to take note. But remember, I mean, this is only half the field. So, when you get into tomorrow, and we got more cars back and forth, the 3 car, the 9 car got together. The 9 car ended up getting pitted. That's Hurricane Hall in the 9 car. The 3 car of True Death made contact with the wall again, and there you see the damage. I believe caution is out again.
Caution is out.
Caution is out, as Hurricane Hall did spin as a result of the contact that True Death made with that outside wall. And Hurricane Hall definitely got the worst end of that deal. He ended up getting pitted, which the caution, it's not going to hurt. It won't hurt him at all, fortunately for him. And these guys will just get a line back up and go at it again.
Do it all over again.
Do it all over again.
Now let's see what Pittman does. Will he
Yeah,
pit?
I was just about to say, we'll see what all these guys do. I mean, do they pit or do they not? Pittman is now coming down to pit this time, as the whole field is staying out. Or he got a couple of takers this time. Couple takers. Interesting. You've got...
I'm surprised True Death in the 3 stayed out with that contact.
I'm surprised at that as well. So all but 3 came down pit road. True Death, MN Golf, and I believe the 7 car of THC.
Yeah.
Those 3 stayed out.
And THC would be the leader.
Right. And MN Golf in the 21 in that famed Wood Brothers Ford will be on the outside. So good to see. I'm interested. So, MN Golf, for twice he had lost the lead draft, the lead pack, the lead draft twice already. Like I said, I think that I gotta almost think that was almost planned and almost scripted on his part as far as the strategy for this dual race. And now he has the opportunity to where he can get up in there. He's going to start. He's going to come off this restart on the front row, and now he's going to be able to see how his car can work up at the front. So I think this, these duels, man, you can. I don't know about a lot of these other guys, but I learn a lot, with these duels, and paying attention. Like you said, you're up here taking some notes. I think that's what MN Golf is doing. He wanted to see what kind of speed he had, if he's going to lose time or gain time, if he's out of the draft and just got a car with him, to to where, I mean, he's getting the full effect. It looks like he possibly is, getting all the learning and he can get to prepare and go in for tomorrow. I think all these guys are doing that, to be honest with you. I think all of it. As we see now, THC and the 7 is taking us to green and the restart here at Duel 1.
I like what I see right now. 1, 2, 3 RCR.
And maybe that was why that they did stay out. And True Death and THC both stayed out. Dimebags there in the 1 car. They're in 3rd. Field Filler there in 5th as a Hendrick. But those RCR guys, I wonder if those front 2 of THC and True Death, if they stayed out, as that was a teammate call there, as they knew they were going to come out of the pits. With that in tow, going to start on the restart. Good evening, Frankie, in the stream. Good to see you, my man. We are in duel number 1 here at Daytona for FRR Racing, and we're about halfway through duel number 1 now. At this time by, we've got 14 laps to go, so those 2 quick cautions took us past halfway. As the 9 car, looked like I saw the 9 car got up into the wall a little bit. The 9 car of Hurricane Hall looked like he made contact with the wall, got out of line a little bit. He's back here with the 11 car of Pittman. As you see, they're back here with Bad Martin and losing the draft. So I think you're seeing a lot of guys doing a lot of learning tonight, putting their cars in different areas of the track to see how it's going to respond and how it's going to act. I don't think a lot of these guys are racing for position or a finish or anything like that. I think that most of these guys are just wanting to see how their cars are going to react in different scenarios. I'm really starting to see a lot of that tonight, Petro.
Yeah, that's another thing too that I'm going to try to figure out in Duel 2 is because like I said, we're used to low drive, and tonight we're going to go forward at the super speedways. I believe going forward on normal drive. So that's one thing I'm going to want to learn is how well my car will catch the car in front of me, and how well I can, or what I can do when I catch the car in front of me, as Field Filler is doing right here.
Right, and if you look into the outside, the Field Filler in that 5 has got some help from the 73 of Staggering, and MN Golf in that 21, along with Mac Attack in the 17. So you got these 4 up here, and they're committed to that outside, and they're making that outside work a little bit now. Here comes Field Filler on the outside, 2x2 on the outside of THC. He's going to have the lead here as they come to the stripe. As that outside line with the 4 of them, look at that power. A straight power move, Petro, right to the outside. As we go into turn 1 and turn 2, here comes that inside line of THC and True Death. But Dimebacks and Staggering, a little contact made there with the 7 car. That's going to lose the momentum of that inside line even more. Here's that outside line with that power. Just these 4 guys. Check that out, man. I mean, we hadn't seen that outside line make a dent all night until those 4 guys just got together and they just made it work. As we got Contact Deck in the 3rd for 3rd. And then Golf, and they'll come back up to the track. Ew. Oh, man. That was close as the 17 of Mac Attack. Oh, man, he almost got wiped out. And he was right up there. Contact was made, just a little bit of contact. Got him loose out of the draft. And, man, he almost got pulled up right in front of the whole field. But what a tremendous job on Mac Attack's part, being able to keep that out of the wash, or what I call the wash, that group of the middle cars, and get that sucker down to the apron and not get taken out and creamed. Very good job on Mac Attack's part, but man, it's tough to see that as we are winding down as far as laps. This next time by, we have at the line, we have only, looks like 9 to go. So we are under 10 laps to go here in duel number 1 in this 40-lap event. Field filler now out front in that number 5 car. Looking at nothing but asphalt in front of him. He's got staggering in the 73 there in second. The 41 car of King G right there in third. King G, let's see what he has. He might be in a cat card seat right there in third spot. But look who's behind him. He's got them RCR guys of True Death in the 3 and Dimebags in the 1 car to round out the top 5 as Pittman now jumps to the high side. And here comes True Death and Dimebags. They're looking to the high side. As soon as they saw the 11, they hit. Oh, we got contact made. Big wreck into the turn 1 and 2. Of course, caution will come out on that one.
They will race to the line.
Back to the line that they go. Field filler looks like he's going to stay out in front. As they bring it to the line, we are under caution.
No caution.
Yeah, we're under caution. They are under caution as the 73 of Staggering is second, and then the 41 of King G in third, THC in fourth, in that number 7 car. So that time what we saw, as soon as that 11 car of Pittman jumped to the high side, as soon as he did, that's when you saw True Death and Dimebags jump to the high side, and then everybody wanted to go to high side, and everybody wanted to go to high side at once. It didn't work out, as we just saw, but that's going to give us a bit of a shootout as we come to the end here of this first duel. So as they make their way around, we'll get a lap count and see exactly how many laps are left, but there's only going to be a few left here in duel number 1 here at Daytona to determine the lineup for tomorrow's race, the show, the season opener, the 2023 season opener for FRR Front Row Races tomorrow night at 8:45. Be here, this channel, tomorrow night for the start of the 2023 FRR season. It's going to be a blast, y'all. V Nizzy, my partner, he'll be up here tomorrow night. My he's my dog. I can't wait for him. He's in a league race, so I got Petro up here keeping me company for this first duel. Petro, you'll be in that second duel here that we'll be seeing.
I'm actually gonna bail out right now so I can go get ready and make sure I'm all set for my duel.
Yes, sir. Go down on the pit road and make your way to that car. And good luck to you, my friend. Thank you for keeping me company up in this first duel tonight. And
thank you, and thanks for broadcasting, man. This is really appreciated.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of fun to me, man. Just sitting here watching watching all you guys. So I have a lot of fun. So you're more than welcome, and thank you for having me. And good luck to you, Pedro.
Hope to see you in one of these truck and Xfinity races, though, soon.
Yes, you will definitely see me in the truck and Xfinity races starting next week. That I can assure you and promise you. I'm looking forward to that. So yes, you will see me in the trucks and Xfinity for FRR. I promise you that.
All right, Fady, have a good one.
You too, my friend. You have a good luck tonight, my man.
Thank you.
And that is our good buddy Petro. And Petro, he's going to get ready for his duel. He is in duel 2 tonight, driving that number 8 car for RCR. So good luck to Petro tonight as he's going to go get set for duel number 2 as we are getting ready to finish up duel number 1 as field filler in that number 5 car gonna lead us to what should be the final green flag of duel number 1. Here they go. We've got 5 laps to go. The field filler jumps out, as we saw again. More of the same with that low line. Just that high line just hits that wall of air and just can't get in. So the faster that they can get down to the low side, the better. But that low line just took off. Field filler out front, staggering in second. And King G in that 41 in third. As they come around off of turn 4. 4 laps to go in duel number 1. Field filler out front. As Pittman in 11. Now they started with 3 laps with only 4 to go. Now they start to skip to make some room. As the 43 of Grizzly goes up to the high side. Pittman took a look up there as well. Decided to cut back down. Follow Bad Martin in that 19 car. Bad Martin had the night he has had. Good to see him up there in the top 5. He has not had the duels that he wanted to have, as Hurricane Hall, looks like Hurricane Hall is around all by himself. Right now we are green. And Hurricane Hall getting off the bank and is just by himself, so we are green. Field filler out front. With just a few laps to go. Wow. Man, hate to see that for Hurricane Hall. As we come now with only just a couple laps to go. Here comes field filler. This should be the white flag. Field filler out front. Staggering in second. King G in third. Rapid in fourth. And Bad Martin in fifth. Your top 5 of duel number 1. And we've got some shaking going on. Bad Martin way low. And here comes Pittman to the outside with Grizzly in tow. MN Golf took a look to the outside only for a second as they drop back into the inside now. As here comes field filler. This can take the white flag. So white flag is out. 1 lap to go for field filler in duel number 1 here at Daytona. In a 1 and 2. Here comes the 41. Looking to the outside, taking a peek. Staggering there in second in that 73. Rapid in the 13, gets underneath the 41 with the help of Pittman. Field filler into 3 and 4, coming off of 4. And contact made between Bad Martin. Field filler gonna take the green flag, or I'm sorry, the checkered flag. Congratulations, field filler, on getting the win in duel number 1. Woo. What an ending, as these guys got right there at coming off of turn 4. These guys made their last ditch effort to try to get close to and around field filler, but staggering right there in the 73. He was content as could be right there in second, right behind field filler. And I will get you the final order here in just a minute. The final results here as I'll get to you in just one quick second. All right, here we go. Field filler, your winner in duel number 1. Rapid in the 13th actually gets second. Staggering in third. Pittman in 4th. King G 5th. Bad Martin 6th. Grizzly in 7th. MN Golf in 8th, Mac Attack in 9th, and Dimebags in 10th. So Field Filler, your winner in duel number 1. And hopefully we can get the winner and team captain of Hendrick, and that is the 5 car of Field Filler, as Field Filler takes home the victory in duel number 1 here at Daytona for FRR. Let's send our winner, Field Filler, an invite, and come on up, and hopefully he can make his way on up here to the booth. So now we get the invites for duel number 2, but hopefully we can have our winner of duel number 1 come up and join us for a few minutes and get his take on winning that first duel. And hopefully, let's see if Field can make his way. But man, what a heck of a duel that was. But now it's just the first duel. We are getting ready for the second duel, which really has some heavy hitters in FRR. So that was just a warm up, I think, to what we're gonna see with these guys tonight in this second duel. And let me give you the rundown for the second duel and who is in the second duel. Leading off, the defending champion of FRR, Favre, of course, in that number 4 car, Favre. Condemned Client is in the 6th tonight. G. Petro is up with me for the first duel. He'll be in the 8 car and starting the duel 2. Typical will be in the 10 car, 9mm in the 12, Perky in the 14, Hickross in the 18, Death Before Dishonor in the 20, Shovelhead in the 22, Flash 9 in the 24, KB Showtime in the 38. Looks like Spence and Penske car number 36, Rick Racer in 34, Swamp in the 48, and Chevy Noah in the 88. That's the unofficial lineup for duel number 2, and as we get loaded in, I'll run through the field like I always do, and introduce everybody and let everybody get a quick peek at see what kind of paint schemes that they're running tonight. That's always fun to to look at and seeing and what paint schemes they are what they're running. So let me get on Favre's. Let me get on Favre's stream for.
Yeah, Shady, I'm actually in here. I just wanted to let you know that I did send you an invite, and I will be here to let you know when the screen is flipped.
Okay.
I will send you a second one just in case. But we are about to be going green here in a minute or so.
Sounds great, man. Sounds great. Yes, I am on your stream, so I'll have your stream for leaderboard and everything else. So I'll have you on the stream. And True Death, and up here in the booth. I'm glad you came on up to the booth. I was hoping you came up to, and joined me for the second duel as they're getting ready to kick things off. I sent Field. I was hoping Field Filler might come on up for a couple of minutes after winning that first duel. But man, that was an intense first duel. What do you think?
Yes, it was. There's a glitch or pothole, whatever you want to call it, that caused a couple of them. But yeah, that was intense. I wish we had a better finish, but we had a good run though. Yeah, right now I can't. It's rough. It's intense. They've cleaned it up on some aspects, but it's first race of the season, pretty much for the duels and stuff. So everybody's, really gathering themselves, getting ready for the season. So we'll see how the second duel goes, and may have to work on a few things to get it right though, but we'll get it right.
Right. It looked like from up here, from what Petro was up here with me for the first duel. And what I kind of noticed, I think that what a lot of guys were doing is a lot of guys were putting their cars in different positions to see how their cars would react in different areas of the track, whether it be, just a two-car draft or in the middle of the pack. It looked like to me like a lot of the guys were doing a lot of learning out there in that first duel.
There was a lot of learning because, for one, this is our first season for super speedways going a normal draft. We usually run in a low draft, but we wanted to make it pack racing more.
I don't mean to cut you off here. True screen has been flipped.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thanks, sir.
Make it more pack friendly racing, and so that that had a lot to do with it tonight too. That normal draft, the car sucking up to the car in front of them real fast. So you gotta get used to it. And a lot of we didn't have really Thursday and Friday. We didn't make that a mandatory. It was mandatory, but it wasn't like you got to be there to qualify because we had the duels coming up. So a lot of people wasn't there, wasn't practicing their stuff, and wasn't ready for it either. So it comes out they're going to have to put their time in and get used to normal draft. So for the viewers' sake, instead of having these short little packs running, there's Field there.
There's
Good
Field. There he is.
Good
He's
win.
coming on in as we're just loading in, and we are going green here in duel number 2, and Favre taking us to the green as real quick. I'm glad Field came on up. Don't go anywhere, my friend. I'm going to get to you here in just a second. I want to introduce these guys in this second duel who are out here as Favre in that number 4 car. Of course, they took us to the green. And starting off, look at it, running 2x2 here. But here's in the tonight's duels. Condemned Client in that number 6 car. Typical driving that number 10 as we see a car way up into the wall early. That's 48 of Swamp. Swamp in that 48. Not sure what happened, but coasting now off of turn 4. But Swamp in that 48. Showtime Flash in the 24. Spence in the 66. Shovelhead going to be in the 22 tonight. Petro's up here with me in for the first duel in the number 8. 9mm in that number 12 for Penske. Racer Rick in that number 34 car. Racer Rick driving that 34 car. That's a nice looking car there in that 34. Hickross in that 18. And contact made in big wreck. Hickross right in the middle of it. Looked like somebody hit the apron. Came up off the apron and made contact. I think we're going to stay green. Favre was right there alongside of him. He got into the wall. I think he made some contact with the wall. I think we're still green. No, we are under caution. Caution is out. Which is going to bode well for Trinity, because Trinity, I'm not sure what's going on with Trinity. Trinity is literally in almost going neutral on turn 2, and his car is just kind of coasting. So I'm not sure if he's had a hardware malfunction. I think something's going on big time with Trinity in that 48 car. But we are under caution here early in duel number 2 in this 40 lap event. And while we're under caution real quick, Let's bring up our leader. Let's introduce our winner from duel number 1, and that is Field Filler in that number 5 car. Congratulations, Field, on winning duel number 1.
Oh, thank you, sir.
And so, give me your rundown while we're under caution here at duel number 2. Give me your rundown on the race and how you're able to get that W in that first duel tonight.
Well, I had to make a deal with a Toyota, which is, we don't have all our teammates running with us in these duels. So, I mean, I had only one teammate, and we were never really around each other. So I was trying to make deals with some other manufacturers, and there towards the end, I laid back. There was I think I was in 5th place, and had a line of cars behind me, and I let us, I talked to the Toyota driver behind me, which was staggering, I believe. I said, listen, I'm going to back off and get us a run here. And I said, everybody in line behind me, if you'll stay with me, I will take every one of you past those 4 cars. I'll stay up high the whole time. So they did. They all stayed with me, and we all made it. I got the last car past them, and then then we all went down to the bottom. And I got that Toyota to stay with me the whole time, so it all worked out.
I tell you what, we didn't see anything out of that high side until the 4 of you guys got hooked up there towards the end and really made that power move on the outside. That was really, really impressive. But coming into this season, and I asked Favre and True Death this question before the first duel. So I want to ask you, what are your plans what are your goals? What do you want to see happen from tonight's duels leading up to Daytona? What did you want to see coming into tonight?
Well, I don't worry that much about Daytona. There's a lot of work put into this race, and I'm not one of them that puts all the work in here. So, like last year, I didn't do worth a darn in the Daytona race last year, and I still made it to the Final Four. So, I don't let this race get to me too much, so I don't really have any expectations. What happened tonight was a total fluke, I believe. So it just, I just got lucky. Things played out right, and that's the way it went. So do I believe that'll happen tomorrow night? No, probably not. But I don't care whether I finish first, 10th, or last. It won't matter to me as far as
well, with the just like you said, it hit the nail on the head with these super speedway races. I mean, when it comes down to it, a lot of it comes down to luck. Me personally, I love them. I'm really, really good at it, at the super speedways for whatever reason. I was just taught well and things to look out for as far as, the momentum and the energy and the draft and different things of that nature. I'm good at it and I like it. But, with it, the way you have to be a little bit lucky, or a lot lucky at these races. And the way I look at them is I ran in Daytona 500 last Sunday. It was a full 100% full length Daytona 500 race. And anytime I go into a super speedway, I always go with the same goal, that if I can stay out of trouble, if I can keep the nose and the fenders clean, then I should be there at the end and I'll have a shot. And, and I think that's really all that you can hope for going into these. If you can keep the fenders clean and stay with that lead pack draft, you're going to be there at the end and you're going to have a shot. And then it's literally, wherever the ball bounces, and as far as luck and where things happen from there, how it goes. As we get ready to come to green, Condemned Client is going to take us to green here in duel number 2 after that brief little caution. So Condemned Client jumping out to another early lead in that number 6 car. And right behind him, he's hot on his heels in that 12 car. of 19 millimeter with the 22 a shovelhead right there in third. As you see, we saw in the first duel, these guys get nice and tight single file as the 18 a hit cross. He steps out to the high side with Swamp, and Swamp up into the wall just a little bit. Trinity gets into the wall just a little bit. Hit cross now kind of hung out to dry all by himself up there into the 18 until he's finally able now drop back down in line. Now you see the 10 car of Typical trying to look into the high side. The Typical in that 10 car, he was looking to the outside with that 8 car of G. Petro. And Petro was up here with the booth for me, and he was and even he said it, he was taking in a lot, you know, just watching you guys in that first duel. You know, he was taking a lot of notes up here and what he was watching and what he was seeing out here on the track. And as you see, he's now up to the top, and and this is done on purpose. And he was saying how he is purposely putting his car in different places and different situations to see how it's going to act and react. So not surprising to see that from Petro, as up here in the front, 9 millimeter is all over that bumper of Condemn. As you see these Penske boys, these Fords running in a tight pack up front, but here comes these Chevrolets, and here comes Flash in that 24. Showtime Flash in that 24, and that Hendrick Power up to the outside. He's got Favre and Typical. You can't get any better than that in this league. You got the champion right behind you giving you a push. But can these 3 guys get that high side going against the 4 Fords on the bottom? Looks like they're not able to make any headway. Very, very important to pay attention to, I think. As a matter of fact, the 4 Fords actually were able to pull off a little bit, make a little bit of space from the 2 Fords and Chevy that kind of ventured to the high side. Flash ventured to the high side with Flash and Typical. But, I mean, like we saw in that first duel, that outside lane just seemed to hit a wall of air. Unless you get that group of 4, maybe, I think that looks like the same. That magic number to the outside is going to be 4. That's what it kind of looks like from what we saw in that first duel and that pass that Field was able to make with that outside line. That outside line, you get 4 cars up there in a nose-to-tail tight draft. I think that's going to be the magic number. As you see now, those 3 going back to the high side with the 4 back on the bottom. Those 4 Fords on the bottom and up on top, trying to make it work. But man,
it's going to take 4 or more actually on the outside. Depends how many is on the inside, really. But if you got 3 to 4 on the outside's going to pull away.
Yeah. The magic number on the outside is going to be 4. Those 2 times, those 3 guys of Flash, Typical, and Favre, as soon as they pulled to the top, they hit that wall of air, and I mean, they just literally stopped dead in their tracks. And Spence in the 66, he got shuffled to the top only for a second. Typical in that 10, he wants to take a look at that top, but I think he's dropping back to the back and tail end. Yeah, go ahead.
Kadam and 19 millimeter is probably in the segment 2 is probably the favorites, I would think, win the super speedways. They're super speedway guys, you could say. They run them the most, so that's them 2 up there. Be the favorites to win, which don't count Shovelhead out either, though, or Typical, but them 2.
You can't count any of them guys out of it.
Yeah, that's true too, especially at Daytona. But Kadam and 19 millimeter got the most experience at super speedways. They run them constantly every day. So, but yeah, they're staying in line though. Nobody's going outside, are they?
Yep. Now you can see a nice tight pack draft. Now I think they're just kind of settling and logging some laps. We are in duel number 2. We have got this time as they cross the stripe, 13 laps down, and plenty more to go. And we have 28 to go now this time by. Condemned Clients so far led every lap. He's out there just kind of cruising.
He has made so big of strides just during our winter series, and right before the winter series started, he has came alive during the winter series. His speed and car control and everything, he's just made big strides on it. I'm happy for him, man, because he loved racing with us. And he's been trying out for our league for several years and just didn't have it there. But this year he's come a long way with it. He put the seat time in and just showing now.
Yeah, and I'll be interested to see if he actually takes that 6 car and drops it back into the middle of that wash to see how it reacts. I'm sure he knows how it feels up front in that clean air with nobody in front of you, but does he know how well that car is going to handle in a draft? As we see Flash 9 and Favre to the outside, this time with the help of Hicross. Now Typical going to join up, so we're going to get that 4 going to the top. Trinity, he's looking to the top as well. He might have something to say about that. So now we got the 4 4s to the bottom, and now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 connected to the top, and let's see if that 5 can get anything going in that top. So far, not yet. As they get right back in line, they're not able to get a momentum built up. They're not able to get that energy yet.
Get another lap, and they lined up now on my screen. They're lined up. They should be able to pull. If they pull off that tail group right there, they'll get a good run. And Flash, he's two-time champion in the FRR, so he'll be the man to lead them.
Riding with Typical, he had a nice momentum. He had a good momentum push. Took it to the outside, dropped it back down. He's got Trinity right behind him in tow, so testing some waters out, doing a little experimentation with that draft.
They having a better race than segment 1, though. A cleaner race, so I'm happy for that.
Yes, sir. These Fords are really, these Penske guys, these guys are quite impressive here in the early part of stage 2, or I'm sorry, in the Duel 2. Now, I mean, keep in mind, I mean, this is only not even half the field. The one guy I did notice that isn't in the Duel tonight is Death Before Dishonor. Do we know where he's at tonight?
He wasn't. He was going to be able to start it, but he wouldn't be able to finish it for some reason.
Okay,
he had
gotcha.
something come up, and he would have been a player in this one. A big time player.
Oh yeah, he'll be a player for sure all season long. But I was wondering where he was. So okay, well, hey, it's a Saturday night. Life happens. So definitely look forward to seeing him tomorrow. But right now, the Ford Power and the Penske all up front with Condemned up front. You got the 12 car. He's right up there, in 9mm, and then Shovelhead. And those guys running 1, 2, 3. And I think they're just riding around. Spence there in a 66. He's right there in 4th. And right now you can see this line. They're just cruising right now, logging some laps. As we're almost to the halfway point of Duel number 2. As this will determine the outside row for tomorrow's race. And then as we talk with Petro in Duel number 1, Field Filler, who won the first duel, he is standing by to see not only who wins the second duel, but the lap time that the winner of this duel gets, because the pole winner is determined by the 2 winners of these duels and the fastest time. So Field Filler, as we got pit stops now being made now. Here come all the Fords down pit road in the lead pack with a couple Toyotas mixed in there. The other guys stayed out. You got Flash, Favre, and Trinity and Typical. Those 4 guys stayed out, so you got 2 Chevys and 2 Fords in this little group. Look for, I'm sure these guys will be pitting, if not this next lap, then probably the very next lap. But the first group pit, look for these guys to come right on in, right behind. So, real quick, field filler. We were just talking about the poll and how the poll is determined between the winners of the duels and the lap time. Is there a preference to you, I mean, as far as from what you experienced in that first duel and are seeing in this second duel, as far as would you prefer to be on that bottom or top to start the race tomorrow? Surprise, surprise, right? I'll tell you what, now the Fords, the Penske Fords are all out of the pits and starting to line back up, as these other 4 still have not pitted, led by the 24 of Showtime Flash 9 out front, and here they come now. They're signaling now on the backstretch, which we will see that all season long is very common among many leagues now. As you see those guys drop below that double yellow line on the backstretch to indicate that they will be pitting this next time by. And here they all come, as Favre and Flash having themselves a nice little drag race to the pit road, to the cone of the pit road. Now, as those guys are in pit road, now we're gonna catch back up with these Penske Fords, as now Shovelhead in the 22 is out front with Condemned in the 6 car, the second Penske with the 12 car of 9mm, the third in line. So we're gonna see if these guys can get all the way around the track, as Favre, looking on the stream, Favre and Flash already coming out, and here they come now off of pit road. Yes, he is. I don't know how he does it so well. And there he is. Look at this. I mean, look at the interval that he has just between he and Flash just coming out of the pit. And checking in with the Fords as they're catching up to him now, as it looks like Flash still maintains the lead. Favre is in second. And Typical third and Trinity in fourth. Typical and Trinity are separated from Favre and Flash, and there you see the interval between first and second and third and fourth. As the first time tonight we saw green flag pit stop in these dual races. Well, something that's something completely crazy has happened or is practiced when Favre is Favre's 3 laps down. You know, something's not right, something's crazy, or it's just a practice if he's 3 laps down. Let me see. Let me check in a lap count this time by, as we are under 20 to go this time by, so we are past the halfway point. And I believe these guys, with that green flag stop, they still have enough to make it to the end, I'm sure, on fuel and especially tires. They'll definitely be good to the end on that. But Flash and Favre, good. Well, you got Showtime, Flash in first, Favre in second, and they've got a 2.4 second lead over Typical in third, who's with Trinity in fourth. But behind them, you've got a 4-pack of Shovelhead, Condemned, 9mm, and Hicross. And they're coming. They are coming. And we got 13 laps to go. So we'll have 12 laps to go this time by. And plenty of time. I think these four can make them. I mean, they're in a nice tight draft. I think these four are definitely going to catch the first pair, which is Trinity and Typical, running fourth and third respectively. There they are. And they are catching them pretty quick. As you see, there's the intervals pretty much with everybody. Coming up on Typical and Trinity, who are moved to the high side. Oh, look at this! Shovelhead! Look at this! Shovelhead jumped to the high side! I don't either, other than to pick both of those guys up. So now you have a pack of 6 to catch the front two. Right. They generally, yeah. I mean, because I'm very familiar with normal draft at all track, especially here at super speedways. But I'm very familiar with normal draft. And
even though he jumped up to the high side, he held that lead though.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. And you know, I mean, I think he did it just to make sure more than anything else. Because when you have 4 in a normal draft coming up on a pair of 2, the 4, if you have at that point in moment where you have that momentum push, yeah, you can leave those 2 guys in a dust and they won't be able to latch on. So I think if anything, that was just him making sure that they would be able to latch on, because now you got this pack of 6 that are trying to catch Flash and Favre, and riding on the hood of Shovelhead. There you see the interval on my screen where first and second are.
I think Shovel used their draft because them are the 2 guys you want to put at the back of the field. You know, they're the ones with the most wins. You want to see them in your rearview mirror as far as you can put them.
Right.
And I think he used their draft for momentum to propel him, you know, keep him going, because he held the lead and it was a smart move.
Yeah.
All the way it went. So.
Well, we've got 9 laps to go, so Rick Racer in that 34, he's a lap down, but he's right there with Favre and Flash. And now you see these guys, it looks like these guys were Typical is like stepped up and they're back in line. But as I was saying, Rick Racer or Racer Rick in the 34 is in that draft with Flash and Favre. So that makes it a 3-car. Coming to the stripe now, we have 8 laps to go, so let's take a look in the rear view. Oh, they come down pit road again. Yeah. Yeah. So the Penske camp and the 2 that they picked up, Typical and Hickross, had to come down pit road. So that pretty much leaves it to Flash and Favre, who are out there running 1 and 2. And as they cross the line this time, there is 7 laps to go.
Didn't Flash and them stay out like 4, maybe 5 laps longer than the Penske team the last pit stop?
Yeah, it was like 4 or 5 laps longer.
Well, they may make it to the end.
They may. I think you're going to see them. I think you're going to see them do a splash and go, though. I think you might see them do a splash and go, but the laps that they were able to manufacture, basically the laps that they were able to stay out and manufacture for now might get them to the end. I'm not sure. It's really going to be interesting to see how it plays out. But if anything, just a splash and go, and they'll still probably come out with the lead and an interval, as they've now picked up that 8-car of Petro. See, here they come now. They're signaling now. So they are going to come down pit road. Flash, Favre, and looks like Racer Rick is going to come with them. But here comes, you should see the front 2, Flash and Favre, come down pit road. Here they come now for their splash. It looks like they're going to do a splash and go. With only just literally a handful of laps left to go in this final duel to determine the field for tomorrow night's season opening race here at Daytona.
If Favre just get a black flag passing Flash going into pits right there, because he passed him before he got to the pit line. So
no, he didn't get a black flag, but I think they took rights. They were there for a little bit of time, so I think it took rights. Not 100% sure, but they're out of the pits now. So here comes the Penske camp. They're just crossed the stripe now, going in, getting ready to come into 1 and 2. Condemned Client out front. Whoop, wrong camera. So let's see. You've got Condemned Client. You got 9mm is at Trinity and Petro. The 4. Now, Typical, he's all by himself now. He's lost a draft. So, Flash in first, Favre in second, Condemned Client third, 9mm fourth, and Trinity is in fifth. That's the top 5. Favre and Flash, I think they have about a 4, did I see just a 4-second lead? We got, and 4 laps to go. So that little round of green flag pit stops really shook things up a little bit with some of these guys. But, go ahead. Real quick. Where's that 24? There's 24, there's Showtime. But Racer Rick, and now another going to play a factor in this is that 66 car of Spence. They are coming up on that 66, so they're going to have another car. If the 66 can latch on, they'll have a 4-car draft, and not only a 4-car draft, but 3 cars in between the leader and Condemned Client, who was in third. Yeah. Yeah, he gave it a kiss. Yeah, but he doesn't want to be a factor. Yeah, he doesn't even want to be a factor. He doesn't want to be a factor in any way, respectfully, as we have 2 to go as they cross the stripe. So with 2 laps to go, yeah, this is going to be pretty close. I don't know if they're going to have enough time because you got a 3-car draft compared to, what are they in? They got a 5-car draft. So I'm not sure. And Hickross now, he's going to make sure or that's Condemned. He jumps to the high side. And coming to the tri-oval. And Showtime Flash going to take the white flag. 1 lap to go in duel number 2 in Daytona to determine the field for tomorrow night's season opening race for FRR Front Row Racing.
That 34, that's Penske, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure the 34's captain is going to have something to say about him.
Yep, Favre's trying to make that back. So here comes Flash. Favre trying to get that run. Is he going to be able to make it? Coming through the tri-oval. Flash able to clear the block and come to the checkered flag. Flash, your Duel 2 winner. A Hall Hendrick front row, and maybe even a little bit then some. As let me run down the top 10 here in duel number 2. Showtime Flash, your winner in duel 2. Favre in second. 9mm third. Trinity in fourth. Condemned Client 5th. Hickross in 6th. Typical 7th. Shovelhead 8th. Racer Rick 9th. And Petro in 10th. So now the only thing to determine and find out will be exactly who is on the pole, and that is determined now between Flash and Field Filler, and who had the fastest lap time. The fastest lap time will put one of these guys on the pole for tomorrow's season opening race. I'm not exactly sure. He started in 10th. Looks like he started back in the back. He started in 10th spot. Whose? You can freeze it. Hold on. Yeah. I backed out of the. I went ahead and backed out of the room, but can go on my stream and just go to the where it was on there and just pause it, and you'll be able to see it. All right, I'll get it real quick. We'll be able to find that. All right. Well, yeah. Let me do that. Where's he at? There he is. Alright, send him an invite. So to get up on in here into the booth. And then, let's see, go right on the front row racing. And let's pull it up so we can find out time-wise who's going to be on the pole here. So let's find out here real quick. Yeah, I'll get there. I'll be right there.
True said mine was faster than Fields. Yeah, I had a 42.617.
Okay. Oh, well, there you have it. So, Flash comes home the winner of duel number 2, and now officially, through time, is now officially on the pole for tomorrow's race to kick off the season. So Flash, man, congratulations on getting the win there in that second duel. Kind of, you know what I'm going to ask already. Give me how it happened. Tell me how it happened. What was going through your mind? Go, give me the rundown.
Well, man, I had to win because Field won the first one. So it was we had a great night for Hendrick, first of all. Yeah, just had really good strategy. I got hooked up with FAR pretty early, and the first 4 were all Penske guys for up until that first pit stop, and we tried to make a run at them, and it was difficult, to get at least 4 or more guys, riding a straighter line than them. So it wasn't working. I hung back in the draft, tried to save maybe a lap or 2 of gas, and car has excellent tire wear, so I'm really excited about tomorrow night with having options when it comes down to that last stage. But yeah, we got split up from my other teammate Swamp and Favre's teammate Typical after that first stop. I don't know if it was just pit road exit or what, but and we just had to try and go as fast as we could, just the 2 of us, and we had just enough time. Penske guys, they all took 4, I think, on that first stop, and that's what created that large gap, and they were running us down really, really damn quick, but luckily it was only 40 laps.
Yep, it was a nice 40-lap little shootout, and I think we only had a few cautions, not compared to that first duel. So, Flash. So, going into this season, on Team Hendrick with Field here, what are your what are your goals? What do you want to see happen with this 2023 season that we kick off tomorrow?
Oh man, I don't really have many expectations written down or anything. I just, I want to do well where I know I can do well at, and I'm not the captain of Hendrick anymore, but I'm still Hendrick driver, and I take a lot of pride in that. And moving into this 24, man, it's like a fresh of breath air. I've had a great night tonight, had a great practice last night, and sitting on the pole now, so trying to really emulate Dale Jarrett from 2000, just try to sweep the whole weekend. I think that would be fantastic, and that's really all well, past week 1 anyway, so like this weekend, it's kind of just come about like that. I feel like I've executed well so far, and the car's been really good. So we'll try to finish it off tomorrow night, and then after that, it's just trying to be in the best position possible, and try to collect some checkered flags. And I think at the first half of last season, Field and I we really didn't get working together towards, until we were headed towards the playoffs. So I'm excited to see how that will work out from the get-go this time, and try to bring some of our teammates along with us.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. Heck, well, congratulations on getting the win here in duel number 2 and starting on the pole tomorrow, man. And wishing you good luck this season. Wishing you the best. I'm gonna be seeing a lot of you and bringing you up here into the booth a lot this season, man. So good luck this season and good luck tomorrow in that opening race. And man, I'm excited and pulling for you this year, man. And get that trophy.
I appreciate that, and I gotta thank Favre and Racer Rick a lot, for trying to keep that gap back to that bigger pack. The three of us worked really well on those last final laps, so I want to thank those guys, and we'll try to put on a hell of a show for you tomorrow, buddy.
You always do, man. Ain't gonna be no worries in that. I mean, we had two duels tonight with the field split in half. Tomorrow we are gonna get the whole we're gonna get the whole kit and caboodle. We're gonna have everything. It's finally back. FRR finally back after a 2-month off season. Tomorrow night, 8:45 here. Tomorrow night. The stream will be going on at 8:30 to lead us up into the race at 8:45, 9 o'clock. And things are, man, it's finally here. It's finally going to happen. Want to give a big shout out and thank you to Living the Dream Day Trading, our primary sponsor this season. Thank you guys so much. That's gonna do it for us here tonight for the duels at Daytona. For 2023, man. Congratulations, Field Filler, on winning the first duel. Congratulations to Flash on winning the second duel. Those two guys will be on the front row with Flash, Showtime Flash 9, on the pole, starting first, leading us to green tomorrow at the start of the race, the 2023 season, to lead us to the green flag. As far as tonight, thank you all, everybody tuning in and watching the stream. We will see everybody tomorrow at 8:30. I will start the stream on time tomorrow at 8:30 tomorrow night. We will see everybody tomorrow when we hit this track for real. The bullets will be flying live. It's back. FRR is finally back. We will see everybody tomorrow. Good night, everybody. You guys have a great night, and I will see you all tomorrow. I got to bounce on out, but I'll see you tomorrow, all right?